Africa Content TV.
Minister of Power, Oloye Adebayo, Penkelemesi, representing the President, Adebayo, Ọmọlúwàbí. Honorable Minister ń kí former governor nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́, ìyẹn General Ladoja. This is Dr. Akintola, sir. You're welcome, sir. Honorable Minister of Power, representing the President, Adebayo, Jagaban Bogo. Kábíyèsí yẹn ó tó dáadáa. His Imperial Majesty Ọba Abdulrasheed Adéwọ̀lú Ladoja, Olubadan ti ilẹ̀ Ìbàdàn. Ẹ jẹ́ dákẹ́jẹ́ ká ṣe kábíyèsí lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí o. Also we have Ọba Francis Olúṣọlá Àlàó Olúgbọ́n of Orílẹ̀-Ìgbọ́n. Please let's say kábíyèsí to welcome Olúgbọ́n of Orílẹ̀-Ìgbọ́n as well. Bàbá mi Olúgbọ́n àgbẹ̀ ọmọ ọba Yámọ̀, ọmọ ṣẹ̀kẹ̀rẹ̀ òṣè pọ̀ pálò, ọmọ Olúgbọ́n gbọ́ngbọ̀ngbọ́n. His Imperial Majesty of Abdulrasheed Adéwọ̀lú Ladoja, the Chairman of your State Council of Obas. The Executive Governor of your state, His Excellency Engineer Olubadan Makinde, ọmọ ọlọ́dún mẹ́jọ. The Executive Governor of your state, Engineer Olubadan Makinde, ọmọ bàbá Túnbọ̀sún, ọmọ ọlọ́dún mẹ́jọ. You're welcome, sir. Mr. DJ, please. You're welcome, sir. Executive Governor of your state. Thank you. Adejoko. Chief Samuel Akintola is the one we have all come here to celebrate. Chief Samuel Akintola, the man who was instrumental to the establishment of Obafemi Awolowo University.
I can stand. I said, I hope that I have established protocol of it. All the same, let me welcome our guest of Abuja, the Secretary of the Government of Federation, my friend, who welcomed me in Abuja last week. Thank you very much. I don't come to Minister, that is the legal representative of the Chief Judge. I'm not taking my protocol anymore. I just want to directly. Of course, yes. So you went there for that, and the speaker, now the post. I give you a sort of contact for all other people from Okumasho. Or those people who claim to be from Okumasho, just like that. I know they are also living. And Madam Okumasho, we cannot say that we are not related. The students came from Okumasho. I can ask you students as Olubadan and Remembrance. The students came from Okoko. And Okoko is in the Okumasho land. So that's why I said that they are so related. And if the people say that Olubadan is great, it is because of those people who come from all the land. That's what people are great. And that is what they say because they're great. Because people say come in and come in and come in, and they don't go back. They don't go back because and not those of them that in the recent history, those of them that were trained in Uganda and sent home to go and rule. I can talk about Fayoshi, I can talk of Fayemi, I can talk about people. They are trained there and they go home to work, to rule, and they come back home. This is what. So I want to apologize that I came late because it's not my usual thing to come late, but I was confused. We normally hold this session in the commercial. At least I've been chairman there at least 2 times. So when they said, when I said it's coming up, I said I assumed that it's going to be in the commercial. And since the program was going on in Ibadan, the 50th anniversary of the creation of justice, I assume that maybe the two groups did not coordinate themselves. Because if they coordinate themselves, everybody in government must have been there today. Because if I was going yesterday, that will not be today. And history has told us the role played by Baba, that's it, Akintola. Somewhere that is Akintola. I always regard him as somebody, as a proper Yoruba man. We can't mistake him now. On like a Sunday with that who has no mask. We can even that you are no man. But Baba cannot. When you are talking of somebody who is who was an enigma, I didn't have much contact with him, but as a student, you watch him very closely. As when you look at him, don't really want to say, is he a poet? Was he a poet at that time? Because when Baba talks, remember at any occasion, Baba asks him, that's the way of putting it. Are we going to talk about mass healing? And I can't be going to value it. That's about for you. They say, oh, carry me. Then they don't value it. And I don't ask you, say, oh, you ask you, say, no. Baba has a way of telling you in such a way that you cannot even forget it. He was a nationalist. Apart from being a nationalist, he was also a Yoruba man. And his issue is not a question of whether you are from this family or not. And I will not have been educated, but for him, because scholarship into Olubadan S in 1964. And that was when he was in training of Western region. Because we still have region at that time. Was it when in 62 that the Midwest was created? No, it was very consistent state at that time. 1964. So we are grateful that he died, but he didn't die. Why do I say he didn't die? Let's take it. Not in the form of geology. There is no way you can interact with the issue of Nigeria without mentioning Akintola. Those inhibitions that were between tribes at that time, he was already above it. People say because they spoke outside fluently, maybe he managed also to speak from people, but he was a nationalist. And when you talk of people plan, we will not have had crisis if there has been no problem between the two leaders. Because the balance went on that. The balance happened. Those of us who were not too young at that time, because I was in the Makinde school, and the Makinde school was in Awolowo's house. So we knew the two of them. And we knew that if there had been no crisis between the two of them, maybe the issue of Nigeria would have been different. For people who didn't know, the thing that led to the first coup was actually the Western crisis. The Western crisis led to the Civil War. It led into more coups and more coups and more coups. And that is what has brought us to the Fourth Republic today. The Fourth Republic ended with the 1966 coup. And unfortunately, we suffered. We suffered, and it is the suffering we had that led to the counter coup. And that was what led to the Civil War. The Civil War led to another coup. So that's why between 1966 and 1979, there were coups and no government. After that one was the Second Republic, 1923. The event of the First Republic. The First Republic, people who are shaping Nigeria were the ones who again took over. And that was when you can understand that this celebration that the Oyo State is celebrating, it should be simultaneously celebrated in the state. Because the first animation we had in the coup was Chibodek as a governor. Because we changed from West Minister to American style of governance. That is parliamentary to presidential. The first rulers, Chief Akintola was the Chief Bola was the premier, Chief Makinde was the deputy, and Chief Makinde was his executive. So why are we saying that celebrating something today and the rest of people are not able to? Seyi Ladoja was the head of service. So these are people from Kosovo. So we cannot say we are doing anything without taking Kosovo along in Oyo State. At least 50 years of 50 years celebration. I think Baba Adebayo will tell us why it was so restricted. Because it's a part of the there's a part of administration since the time I was young. No. So it's a doyen. And that's how I was even describing him when I led the government of Oyo State. So today, we are not mourning. We are not mourning Akintola. We are celebrating him. We are celebrating him because of the way he led behind. So I don't want us to think that we are what they wanted to do, it didn't have the opportunity of doing it, but at least they left behind those people who can do and do more. So I want us to take solace in the fact that the Akintola is still alive with us. And, we are here to celebrate him. We are here to wish the family all success. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, the former governor of Oyo State, also the Imperial Majesty, the Olubadan, and also his Senator, Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Adebayo and Tole were those three hours. Once in a generation, give our Kabiyesi. And let me also greet my brother, Adebayo Adebayo. The Honorable Minister. Okay, àwọn ni wọ́n ń ṣojú ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. Mo fi representative of Lagos for wọlé the eldest of the family wọn sọ pé gómìnà ó wá ní èmi òun wà ó dà ẹ má bínú má sọ̀rọ̀ débẹ̀ láìpẹ́. Eminent personalities, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I need to apologize upfront because with Oyo State Activity Committee, the program at a late, we will clash. Justice Akintola wọ́n ti bá mi sọ̀rọ̀ about this event and I already accepted, but in my head I thought it was going to take place ní Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́, but at least we're here láti ṣe wọ́n sọ pé títún ní ìrántí olódodo. Ibi symposium tí mo ti ń bọ̀, and this is very important for all of us. One of the things tí wọ́n sọ ní pé kí là ń ṣe lọ́yọ̀ state lẹ́yìn tó yàtọ̀ sí tí wọ́n ti ṣe ní Western region. Because from Western region, Western states, and then to Oyo State in 1976, before Oyo State ti jáde nìyẹn. I want to see Professor Ajakaye tí wọ́n mention ní pé Western region wọ́n ní development plan, the first one 1955 to 1960, and then second development plan 1960 to 1965. No matter the political issues social at any time, the leaders they held on to that plan on the benefits are dealing as a state. So what I would say to all of us, the lady can say, Nancy, Baba Chivesel Akintola, let us also be mindful. Political disagreements they were. Ibi tẹ́mi jókòó sí ní Esco Chambers Oyo State, I have pictures. Àwọn tí wọ́n ti rule láti that same secretariat wọ́n ti serve àwọn èèyàn wọn. From the last Governor General of Western Region, ranking, sí bàbá olówó bàbá Akintola, títí tó fi lórí orí Governor Jimoh. And every time I take decision, I look at them. And the government will do action group, and the government will do SCP. And the government will do SDS, and the government will do ACN, up to the ABC, and the government will do PDP. Political parties will come and go. Also, individuals will come and go. Obasanjo will want rule as Kabiyesi rule as a governor under PDP. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni sir. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, general rule gẹ́gẹ́ bí ológun, wọn ò ní pàtì. But players, they will come and go. Our state will remain. So they can know ọjọ́ ìní. Láti sọ fún wa wáyé pé whatever we do, Actually, politics to the extent it will damage our state. Finally, mo fẹ́ lo opportunity yìí láti dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ the Akintola family fún kẹ̀tẹ́ ṣe fún Ọ̀yọ́ state àti LAUTECH University ní Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́. Ẹ jẹ́ sọ nǹkan tí wọ́n ṣe o.
Ẹ sọ.
Ṣé ẹ fẹ́ gbọ́? Ẹ fẹ́ gbọ́ tọrọ? Àwọn tó tọrọ máa ń kúrò. Òkè máa tó tọrọ fún. Gbogbo adájẹ́ politicians àtàwọn tí a wà ní position. Mo fẹ́ acquire ilé, mo fẹ́ acquire àtìkọ́. There's a degree of sorrow. We're okay with nothing, and we'll go out of this world with nothing. So, tí wọ́n ṣe wọ́n ní pé ilé tí bàbá ń gbé, tí bàbá kọ́ sí Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́, they released it and gave it to LAUTECH teaching hospital. LAUTECH University, ìmọ̀ bóyá teaching hospital ni wọ́n ní ó fẹ́ lò ní ọ̀họ́, ó fẹ́ lè ṣe library àbí
Faculty of Arts and African Studies.
So the point tí mo make, mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín o, ọlọ́wọ́ continue láti máa wà pẹ̀lú yín. Well, another example, because the Yorùbá sọ ẹ lè má mọ̀ also. Ìgbà tí Chief Akínyẹlé when he passed, Mama Akínyẹlé wá bá mi pé wish bàbá onígbé wọ́n acquire ilẹ̀ kan ní Àjíà 10 acres sí ọ̀fọ̀ ẹ̀. They wrote a letter and gave it back to Oyo State government. So while I'm thanking the Akintola family for the gift to LAUTECH and Oyo State, I'm also using the opportunity to implore our ìjọba tá ní access to our commonwealth. Because owó tá a kún sọ yìí tó bàbá ẹnì kankan nínú wa, owó gbogbo wa is our commonwealth. We're just the custodian for a short period. Ìjọba ní ọdún mẹ́rin ní ẹ̀bá ọdún mẹ́jọ ìṣèbá ọdún mẹ́jọ ti tèmi náà kú ọdún kan àti oṣù méjì. Ìjọba ní ọdún mẹ́jọ ní àpọ̀ náà ni. So let us serve our people with diligence, with honesty from what we have seen today. Because government náà wà tí a fẹ́ kí wọ́n rántí àwa náà further down the line. Ẹ jẹ́ kí wọ́n rántí wa sí rere. Wọ́n ṣe rántí bàbá ẹsẹ̀ àkókò. Thank you and God bless you.
Governor, sir. His Excellency. Governor, sir. Lecture àti remembrance ọdọọdún tí wọ́n ń ṣe honours Chief Samuel Ladoja Akintola foundation àti family ló máa ń gbé ọdún. So àwọn foundation àti family wọ́n rán mi pé kí n bá wọn tọrọ ní ìjẹ̀bìrì pé kí ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ kí wọ́n máa ṣe ìrànwọ́ àti agbátẹrù ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ní ìrántí bàbá Samuel Ladoja Akintola. Wọ́n tún wá ní kí n béèrè tọwọ́tọwọ́ pé tó bá di ní ọdún tó ń bọ̀ ó wù wá kágbà yín lálejò l'Ógbómọ̀ṣọ́ láti ṣe 61 years bàbá Samuel Ladoja Akintola.
Approved as requested.
Amen.
Ẹ jẹ́ ká celebrate. Yes, sir. Governor, sir. You make a good trip, Mr. DJ. Mr. DJ, please. Governor, sir, there is a book unveiled by Baba Oloye Akin. It is a compilation of all lectures delivered in honor of Baba Samuel Ladoja Akintola. Baba Oloye, sir. Ẹ bá fún Baba Oloye ní ìwé yẹn. Yes, sir. Baba, tí gómìnà bá ti ṣe tán, wọ́n á bá wa launch ìwé, sir. Bàbá olóyè Lẹ́kan Àlàbí, bàbá mi. DJ please, please. Bàbá àbẹ̀sẹ̀ Olúbàdàn tilẹ̀ Ìbàdàn, wọ́n bá wa present ìwé fún gómìnà. Gómìnà àwa launch ẹ̀. Gómìnà sà.
As this book will launch here today by state government, MC, the Lagos government, the area launch with MC down. Ṣé wọ́n ti sanwó rẹ̀ fún ọ ní?
20 million.
Excellency ní Kótó. Excellency, wọ́n máa ń pè ní yóò tó bá bọ́lí ìjọ́sí. Ẹ má pa kẹ́kẹ́kẹ́. But sir, Excellency, President Government of Nigeria launch this book with 30 million.
500 million.
Is there any other state government? Ṣé mo tún bí? Pẹ̀lú mi. Kí a náà dé? Your Excellency. Ọ̀dẹ̀kọ́ yẹn. Federal government of Nigeria, 30 million naira only. Lagos state government, Lagos, 20 million naira only. Wọ́n wá ní àjíṣe bí ọ̀yọ́ láàrin ọmọ tó kawó ní ọmọ yìí.
So, our federal government, I got with 25 billion only.
Thank you.
Messiah Governor, I'm a Ladoja. Excellency, you get for the one to buy a new.
Thank you, His Excellency, Governor Seyi Makinde. Mr. DJ, thank you. Please, let's make welcome the Honorable Minister for Power, His Excellency Chief Adebayo Penkelemesi. Ẹ jẹ́ kí a celebrate Penkelemesi. Seyimakinde.
Thank you very much. It was I'll start by recognizing, doing attention now, the executive governor of Oyo State, His Excellency, Engineer Olubadan Makinde, my own father, Olubadan ti ilẹ̀ Ìbàdàn. Bàbá wa kò ṣẹlẹ̀ rí. Former senator, former governor, now the paramount ruler, His Imperial Majesty Olubadan Ọba Rashid Adéwọ̀lú Ladoja. Ó ní ìtọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ lárúkọ yìí o. Ẹja ṣe ká dé sí fún bàbá o. Àti lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí ẹja ṣe ká dé o. Kábíyèsí Adébáyọ̀ Pàtàkì ẹ̀sìn ọba ọba àti ọba ẹ̀ṣẹ́. The representative of the executive governor of Lagos State, His Excellency Dr. Makinde Olusola Sanwo-Olu, my own dear brother, also son of the soil. You are making us proud in Lagos. We are very proud of you, Commissioner Babatunde. The former governor, or military administrator, governor of Oyo State, His Excellency General Olubadan retired. Your Royal Highnesses are present. The able, respectable family of our late Premier, Chief Samuel Akintola. I recognize the entire family. Mama, thank you very much for my Lord, Dr. Akintola, thank you so much. All other distinguished guests here present, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Before I start, let me reiterate the fact that I'm not here in my personal capacity. So I'm wearing two caps. I'm here to represent the President, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, DCFI. And secondly, I'm here as the son of the soil, Ibadan, Oyo State, where late Chief S.L. Akintola ruled the entire western region up to Lagos mainland. So it was not just restricted to Kenya, it was up to Ebute-Metta and Ido. It is after Ido railway that now get to Lagos Island. That was the only federal capital territory at that time, FCT. So kì í ṣe pé àwọn aláàyè Ìbàdàn tó fi jókòó wọ́ṣọ̀dé kan tó fi dé Yàgbá tó fi dé Ìdó tó fi dé Èbúté-Mẹ́ta. So this is history revealing itself. This was the premier of what we know today as 7 states up to Delta State at that time. You were only part of Delta. The Yorubas and the Jaws, the Shekiris, they were part of
Western region, before the Mid-Western region was created, that now covered Bende, which is now Edo and Delta. So, no, there are governors and there are governors. Some governors appear in the form of premier and they covered multiple states. So let's applaud Ms. Jane SL Akintola. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has a high regard for history. Let me start with that. Beyond regarding late Chief Akintola, and this has reflected, just like the NGF mentioned, in some of the policies and even the political city of our president. A number of things he does today were borrowed from late Chief Akintola. Yes, I must say, some of the boldness, some of the oil, and that of national network strategy. So it's in that respect and regard for history that he has asked me to represent him at this occasion, and I will reveal the reason for that. History is revealing itself today. My own grandfather, late Alhaji Adebayo Penkelemesi, was a contemporary of Chief Akintola during the pre-independence era, even though they belonged to different political parties. Late Makinde was an action group, Penkelemesi was the NCNC. But these were political titans representing the present Oyo State. Adebayo from Olubadan and Akintola from Ogbomoso. And the president said, no, that was Akintola's contemporary. It is you I want to send to your town, your city, your state to represent me. The 68th memorial anniversary and book long of late Chief SL Akintola. Secondly, it is in this same high regard that Mr. President approved the attendance of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, His Excellency Senator John Akume, to be present at this occasion and also launch the book. Once the SGM is around, it will easily represent Mr. President and also represent himself. The President said no, it's not too much to honor Chief SL Akintola to have two of his cabinet members at this occasion. He said, while the NGM will go in his capacity as the NGM, I still want you, as the son of the soil, to go and represent him. Which is why you have the SGM and you have the Minister of Power at this event. I think we will have the special guest, Sunday Dami, who is also a former minister. That shows Asiwaju actually holds Chief SL Akintola in very high regard and actually sees him as his mentor and role model. The last thing before I go to the speech again today, I don't know whether we watch Asiwaju's joke about Akintola on YouTube. Have you all seen it? Who has not seen it before? I have. If we actually add maybe another visual equipment, would have been it and allow you to see it. But I will summarize it in 1 minute. Olubadan, Masoni Yoruba, actually saw story here. I think it was 1998 or 1999 as governor of Lagos State. His first year as governor. He said that they appreciate and admire Chief Akintola so much that when he speaks English, when he speaks Hausa, friendly, when he speaks Yoruba, friendly, and he has the command of words. of all ages. There's no way we talk to you, you will not understand what he's talking about, even if it is not being direct. He said, being a Yoruba man, àwọn olóṣèlú ayéjọ yẹn wọ́n máa ń ṣe àjò wọ́n ní pé díẹ̀ ọmọkùnrin òkó tó bàbá ti ṣe àjò sára pé iṣẹ́ kà ń ṣe yìí anytime ìdájú ìdédé wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ bá wọn ní káfé so bàbá was very sure wọ́n ní charm kan tó máa fi sára pé tí ó bá dé báyìí táwọn bá fẹ́ dà àwọn àdáni táwọn bá fẹ́ kóra àwọn àkóra ni so that day there was an attack on Baba. Wọ́n ní pé ọmọ pọ́sítọ̀ Chief Yomi Akintola lọ́wọ́ àdẹ́gbẹ̀ wọn lọ́jọ́ yẹn. Nígbà wọn ṣe rough because a political rally and they were to attack Baba. So bàtà ọmọ kìíní ẹ̀rọ ká fi pa ríìgì wọn, wọ́n máa fi pa ríìgì wọn. Wọ́n ṣe bọ̀, Yomi Akintola ti ń tẹ́lẹ̀ àpè kí ló máa ṣẹlẹ̀ kí wọ́n fọ́kẹ́ balẹ̀. Wọ́n ò lè rí wọn mú. Ọba kan fi ọwọ́ pa òrùka ẹni báyìí káwọn tí ejò kí wọ́n sá lọ. Wọ́n ṣàfọwọ́ pa tọ́ pa wọ́n wá bí ọmọ kí mọ́dà. Ẹ̀ẹ̀ta kaná o. Wọ́n tún tọ́ ọmọ pé ìrọ̀ ọmọ bọ̀rọ̀ ṣiṣẹ́. Wọ́n tún tọ́ ìgbẹ́lá ọmọ kí mọ́dà. Ẹ̀ẹ̀ta kaná ẹgbẹ́ wọn rí yìí. Ojú ọ̀pẹ yìí lẹ́yìn so it was a very very funny joke from Mr. President for whoever that I can send it to you. So which means that the president actually followed the history of Chief S.F. Akintola and he picked a lot of things from his activities at that time. Please let's give our Baba a round of applause to appreciate him once again, to celebrate him and admire his political sagacity and his contributions to the development of not just Western Nigeria, but Nigeria in general. We talked about Cocoa House, we talked about Penkelemesi University, we talked about Nigerian Airways, we talked about so many things that Baba contributed to when he was alive. These are his legacies that will make his name to remain in our memory forever. So I will go straight to Mr. President's speech in 2 minutes before I leave the podium here. Distinguished scholars and statesmen, members of the Akintola family, traditional rulers, ladies and gentlemen, I bring you warm greetings from His Excellency, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, DCFR, who has the highest regard for history, for principled leadership, and for those whose sacrifices help shape our nation. Mr. President regrets his inability to be physically present, but is fully represented here today in spirit, in conviction, and commitment to the ideals that we all gather here to honor. Thank you. We are here to remember and celebrate Chief Samuel Ladoja Akintola, a formidable nationalist, a courageous politician, and a complex but consequential figure in Nigeria's journey towards nationhood. History does not always offer us perfect heroes. Instead, it offers us human beings who acted boldly in difficult times. Chief Akintola was one such man. As Premier of the Old Western region, Chief Akintola governed during a defining period in our national life, an era of intense ideological debates, regional assertion, and the urgent task of building governance structures, almost from scratch. He believed deeply in federalism, in regional autonomy, and in leadership that reflected aspirations and cultural identity of our people. Whether one agreed with all his methods or not, one cannot deny his clarity of purpose, his oratorial brilliance, and his unwavering belief in political sagacity and conviction. Chief Akintola stood for politics driven by ideas. He was a man who understood that governors must engage the realities of the people. He was a grassroots man It must reflect the economic opportunity, the social stability, and the institutional strength of our country. His life reminds us that leadership is rarely comfortable and never simple, especially in a plural society such as ours. This memorial lecture is therefore not merely about remembering the past. It is about interpreting the past, learning from it, and applying its lessons to the present, which will in turn shape our future. Indeed, history is not just a record of dead events. It is a living classroom. Its greatest lesson is this: nations that study their past with honesty gain the wisdom to shape a stronger future. But those that ignore their past are condemned to repeat its failures. I think we need to note this quotation from Mr. President's speech. That nations that study and honestly learn from their past, they shape a stronger future. But those that deliberately or inadvertently ignore the past, they are condemned to repeat the mistakes and failures of the past. As a nation, we have to show where we are coming from in order to chart a great future for generations yet unborn. Nigeria today, like in Chief Akintola's time, stands at a crossroads. We are confronted with economic reforms, national cohesion, and imperative of development that must be inclusive and sustainable. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's renewed hope agenda speaks directly to these challenges. It is anchored on courage in decision making, honesty about our national realities, and a firm belief that Nigeria must work for all our citizens. Though the consequences of the reforms may be painful, I believe there is light at the end of the tunnel. In many ways, this echoes Chief Akintola's insistence that leadership must be purposeful and that governance must deliver tangible results. That is the motive and the desired outcome of governance. Tangible results that will improve the prosperity of our people, that will prosper our people, improve economic gains and national development. As the Minister of Power, I am particularly mindful of Chief Akintola's belief in development as the foundation of political stability. No nation can industrialize or create jobs or improve quality of life without reliable energy. That is why this administration is pursuing bold reforms in the power sector, expanding generation, strengthening transmission, empowering states, and opening the sector to private investment so that development is no longer a slogan but a lived experience. We all understand that Rome was not built in a day, and the journey of the 1,000 miles starts with a single step in the right direction. We are happy, we are elated that we are able to take that single step in the right direction, and very soon the positive results of all these reforms will be reflected in the lives of Nigerians. So, ladies and gentlemen, the true value of memorial lectures such as this lies in the ability to provoke reflection. What kind of leaders are we producing today is a question for all of us. And listening attentively to the governor when he mentioned that we should ignore our differences brought about by belonging to different political parties, the development of our state should be paramount in our thoughts. My response to that is that we all need to walk the talk. It should not end on our lips. It should not end with sweet words alone. We must walk the talk. We must do what we preach. And it must be transparent. We must be accountable to our people. Because after 8 years, like you mentioned, everybody will leave the seat and others will occupy it. We have two former governors here, General Popola, retired, and our Papa, Olubadan of Olubadan.
They have told us before. They know what it is. Even the current government will do in the next 15 months. So whatever we do today will become history tomorrow. We should all strive and ensure that posterity smile at us after leaving the office. That will be my response. So the true value of memorial lectures, like I said, lies in the ability to provoke reflection. What kind of leaders are we producing today? Do we still have the courage to take principled positions, irrespective of name calling, of being called out, of abuses, of curses? We have that courage, the discipline, the boldness to take decisions that will be useful to our people in the medium and long time. Though it can create short-term gains. Are we building institutions that will outlive us? Are we preparing a nation that our children will be proud to inherit in the next 10 to 20 years when people gather to discuss us? Will they be discussing us gladly and positively like we are discussing late Akintola today, who died 60 years ago? These are things that should ring in our head as we are in charge, as we manage commonwealth of our people. Chief Samuel Akintola's life urges us to engage these questions honestly. It challenges today's leaders to combine intellect with action. You don't have to be brilliant, you must be able to action it. Conviction with responsibility. If you believe in something, own it, act it, and implement it. And ambition must also come with service. You just don't have ambition to enrich yourself, to create a name for yourself, or people around you. It must come with a deep sense of service that you must serve the people, because it is a fiduciary responsibility to be any form of leader, be it governor, be it minister, be it president, commissioner, local chairman, even councillors. Is a call to service, and people that have ambition must know this. It is not a silly party. So, in conclusion, on behalf of Mr. President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I commend the organizers of this memorial lecture for keeping this chair alive and relevant. A nation that forgets its past risks repeating its mistakes. A nation that studies its past keeps itself to build a stronger future. In the legacy of our father, our grandfather, and great-grandfather, Chief S.L. Akintola, the former premier of the whole Western region, continue to inspire robust debates, principled leadership, and unwavering commitment to the Nigerian project. Thank you, and God bless the Thank
you. Thank you. Thank you. The conversation going between the MC and the honorable minister is that we go sack. And